and we've all come from those environments where you look at it and you're like, I don't want to be like that. But you
Mm-hmm.
also see those tangible um, examples too, where you see somebody and you're like, if he made it, because you can touch
Mm-hmm.
him.
Mm-hmm.
If he
Yeah.
made it, guess what? I can make it too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think,
Mm-hmm.
and to have that somebody in your house um, is even more of a blessing. You know what I mean? To be able to have that person in your house, that carries a lot of weight because I've learned this as a father just by watching other fathers and other
Mm-hmm.
men before me. There's going to come a point in time where the influence that you have inside of your home gets challenged. It's going to get challenged by influence on the outside. Okay. And you'll want to see because there's my son has grown up around football. I give you this example.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's grown up around football and he'll listen to me about anything and everything right now. But there's going to come a point in time because he sees somebody else and he sees the success that they're having. It might be another player, it might be something else. He's going to adore those guys, and whatever they say is going to be the gospel to him. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's important for me as a man to be able to pour into all of those people in that community because guess what? Eventually they're going to be pouring into who? My son.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, the world always spins, man. I say this all the time. It's one of the things I always said. And one day it's going to spin without me.
Mm-hmm.
And my name is Aaron Fletcher Sr., all right? My son is Aaron Fletcher Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And this world is going to keep on spinning. It's
Mm-hmm.
going to keep on spinning. And when I get pulled out of that cycle of spinning, my son is still there. All right. And somebody that I wind up influencing or having an impact on is going to meet Aaron Fletcher Jr. And now they're going to say, man, Aaron Fletcher, man, I knew an Aaron Fletcher, man. Man, Aaron Fletcher was, whenever they fill in the blank, I wanted to be something positive to be able to push him so that cycle of positivity continue to flow. That's my thought
Yeah.
process, man. That's how I live my
Yeah.
life. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good stuff. I'll go ahead, coach. Let me cut you off.
No, 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 no. I was just
Okay.
saying that's just how I am. So we're important. We're those central figures, man, in the
Yeah.
community. I think you can say, "Oh, it's not my responsibility." I ain't. It is ours.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
ours.
Yeah. And I'll say this too. It's so many. One thing about culture, man, especially the news and it can highlight the negative that the brothers who are taking the kids home that ain't their may not even be their children or the brothers who are feeding kids and loving on kids often don't get the credit that they deserve, but they're pillars. I mean, they're pillars. They're not highlighted through the media, but they're pillars. And typically, when you get older, you say, "Man, I remember Coach so and so. I remember so and so helping us out." Like those memories are deeply ingrained in you. So, I definitely agree with that. Appreciate that. 35
Yeah,
minutes in, talking Coach Fletcher. Coach, man, we and this is how I like it. We've been all over it. Where I'm like,
yeah,
man, are we even
yeah.
talking about sports? But to kind of pivot back, man. Um, I think we left off at where did we leave off at? Where you coach? I think you said I guess walk all you talk about high school. So walk me
Yeah.
through a little bit of those college jobs, man. And this is how I am,
All
coach.
right.
I'm kind of a deeper thinker, and I like to not just be surface level, if you will.
Oh man, I'm all about that, man. That's how we get people, man. I think when you
Yeah.
stay surface, you can only pull so many people. The
Mhm.
best the
Yeah.
best the best fish are at the bottom of the ocean, man. You know what I mean? So they're
Yeah.
not up top. So
Mhm.
I'm with you right
Mhm.
there. But so I left David W. Carter High School in
Mhm.
2012 to take a job. My first Division I job. It was we started. It's called Houston Baptist University at the time.
Yeah.
Now it's called Houston
Okay.
Christian University. Um,
Okay.
so I left Carter in 2012 to start that program. I mean, that program, it didn't have football at the time. People knew
Mm.
about that. It was a basketball school that they were bringing football to right there on the southwest side of Houston. And
Okay.
man, we started program there. I mean, there wasn't a football on campus. No
Wow.
weight room, no anything like that.
Wow.
So we took a lot of students there that were just students. I think they signed 6 people in the spring before I got there. um, and we wound up playing like a it's like a our inaugural season was 2013, I believe. So we played
Mm-hmm.
like 7 games. We didn't play a full schedule. We played like 7 games, and boy,
Mm-hmm.
that was tough, man. Because we wound up, we had
Mm-hmm.
6 scholarship kids. Then you wind up signing a couple of more. Um, and we were in that conference with Sam Houston, who had just went to play for the national championship, and we
Mm-hmm.
wound up
Yep.
playing them. And boy, that was ugly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because we just
Mm-hmm.
had regular students and about
Uh-huh.
30 kids or something like that on scholarship, man. So I was there when we started that program.
Mm-hmm.
Stayed there up until I actually coached our first all conference player there. I was actually the first black
Wow.
coach that ever coached there too as well. So there's a
Wow.
there's a piece of history also. I was the
Mm-hmm.
first coach there of you know I was first black coach there to coach, man.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Left there in 2015, went to the University of Tulsa uh,
Mm-hmm.
with Philip Montgomery. Shout out to Coach Montgomery. He's now he left. He's now the offensive coordinator at Auburn now. Um,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I was at Tulsa for 5.5 years, so got a chance to do some really good stuff there, man. Had a lot of guys. Some guys go to the NFL. We got a chance to play for a conference championship. Uh, but the thing that I'm most proud of there um, is the initiative that started. The legacy of Black Wall Street. Um,
Wow.
More than anything, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I love those student athletes that I got a chance to coach there. Uh, got really close, man. Did a lot of stuff in the community with like a lot of my fraternity brothers and things of that sort. But the
Mm-hmm.
legacy of Black Wall Street, that still is the highlight of my tenure at the University of Tulsa, man. So that was big to be able to do that, you know. Um,
Speak on that, coach. I seen a little bit about that, but that's I mean, speak on that because I don't even know if a lot now people know what Black Wall Street is. Now it's kind of a the history is resurging of what it means, but I know me being 31 years old, I had not I heard about it probably like 5 to 6 years ago, but that's just because I'm a reader. But before then, growing up, I never even heard of Black Wall Street. So
Correct.
teenager going all through school, probably till he's adult, never heard of Black Wall Street. I thought that was very interesting when you look at it like that. So talk a little bit about
Yeah.
that initiative and how did it start and what was it about?
Okay. So the legacy of Black Wall Street, that was one of the things that was just embedded in my spirit at the time, just legacy, legacy, legacy the whole entire time. And
Hmm.
so I got a chance. I was always out in the community. You know how it is. You hang out at the barber shops. You do a lot of different dynamics, and I'm always just like I was in Dallas. I want to know a little bit about the community that I'm entrenched in, right?
Hmm.
And get a chance to talk about it because I didn't know about it either. I know about Rosewood. I know about all of those different dynamics. I know about Selma, but
Hmm.
you know, Black Wall Street is a neighboring state. And in
Hmm.
Texas, we didn't know about that at all. That's
Yep.
that like a lot of stuff it wasn't taught to us, right?
Yep.
So got a chance to get a little bit of uh, education, if you will, from different people throughout the community. I got a chance to befriend a lot of the elders in the community. Jim Goodwin, his uh, his dad is really sharp black man there. They actually owned the oldest uh, newspaper there in the state, the oldest black-owned newspaper in the state of Oklahoma. It's called the
Wow.
Oklahoma Eagle. His dad
Wow.
also owned a plane back then. So think about that. You
Wow.
know what I mean? His dad back then in
Wow.
the 20s owned a
Yeah.
plane.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
unheard of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It
So
is.
um, so you got a chance to listen to different people talk about, and then the different people from